What's up, y'all? My name is Trina, and you are listening to Let's Just Enjoy This. Today, we've got a banger for you. I say that every time, but come on, it's a banger, right? This is an episode of the Sunday Reset. This is based off of my newsletter that drops every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. You can find it on my website. It's linked somewhere in this episode. Get to it. Let's dive in. I'm currently in a fitness challenge at my gym and by myself. Personal journeys going on. And something that stuck out this last week is that for 2 weeks, I thought I was doing just about everything right. And the scale gave me like a pound, 1.3 pounds. And, in 2 weeks, you lose 1.3 pounds and you get in your head about it, right? But that's not the goal here. The goal is that I lost about 1.5 pounds of fat in 2 weeks. LFG, baby, what? But if you've ever done what you think is everything is right and you feel like nothing was working, this whole episode is for you. One thing to think about this week, the proof is almost never where you're looking for it. For example, I kept stepping on the scale every single morning, and every single morning the scale goes like this, and obviously so many factors go into place, and I know this, but in my head I'm like, am I doing enough? Am I eating enough? Am I not eating too much? Should I be eating less? Not enough water, too much water? All the things are going through my head, and then I go to the gym and I do a full body scan, and the 2 week results show that I am making great progress and I'm doing all the things that I need to be doing for my body to get to the goals that I want. But when I'm only focusing on just the scale, I just get in my head, which is why I know a lot of people don't even look at the scale because they're like, nope, scale's triggering me, and I get it, and I totally understand. And that happened to me, and it was just one of those things that you just take into perspective, and you're just like, dude, I saw a video that Joe Dispenza did recently, and your brain will literally replay a version of the past that never happened. You think it's happened, but it never actually happened, and you'll feel it like it's real, which is insane to think about, right? Like you think that this thing happened in your past, and this is the way it happened, and this is why it happened, but really you only know maybe a piece of the puzzle, and what actually happened isn't really what happened, but you think it did, so your brain is like, oh, it totally happened. And you just spend all this energy and effort into something that never even happened in your past. And it's just crazy that we just do it over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Same energy as a scale. We trust the loudest narrator, not the one that is the truest, that actually has the facts. So what's the one thing that you keep checking that might actually be lying to you? Celebrate your wins. Literally, guys, celebrate all the wins. Little baby wins, you make sure you celebrate them. For me, last week, what do we got? I hit the gym 6 freaking times last week. And I know that maybe if you work out all the time, that's not a big deal. But for me, it's a big deal because my schedule is jiggy jam packed. And for me to be able to get in 6 workouts in a week is insane. And I'm so proud of myself. All 6 of those were at my gym, not at my house, but at the gym that I go to. Go me. You know what I'm saying? Woo! I built this app for myself, which technically anyone could use it. It is live, but I built it for myself to track my 90-day program that I'm putting myself through. And it's really fun to just think about all the things that I want to tweak and put into this app. And so every week I'm just adding new features and functionality that are helping me. I added AI this week, so it gives me some feedback on all the things that I put into my notes and pieces for the journey. So I'm just excited that I'm building this out. One of my quieter wins is that something that I'm finding and I'm continuing to learn about myself is with my toddler. And we were leaving the house to go to daycare. And every morning I open up the fridge in the garage and I grab myself either a protein shake or an energy drink or something from the fridge. So then he gets to choose if he wants a juice or not. And this particular morning, he said no juice. And what did I do? I listened. And I did not get the juice. And we're driving to school, and I have my energy drink, and I made this stupid mistake of opening it in the car. So it's like, and then what does he do? Juice, 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 full tantrum because I don't have his juice. And I knew in my head I should just grab the juice just in case he wants it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just in case. I didn't grab the juice. And one thing that I think I do a really good job at is distracting him. But there's times when it just, and I just want to be like, dude, you said you didn't want the juice, but you do want the juice. But you said you didn't want the juice, so we didn't get the juice. You know what I'm saying? And it can like do things to you and the buttons that he presses, you know? But it's like, I know this isn't a you problem. I know this is a me problem. I know that you are a toddler and you don't understand and you're growing and you are emotional. And I need to be better at handling my emotions so that I can support you properly and not get on edge because you are having a tantrum about something that doesn't mean anything to anyone, you know? And that's something that I realized that this week, yes, I went to the gym 6 times and I'm super proud of myself for doing that. It is taking away from my alone blank time in the morning. And that's usually when I would journal and get things out of my head. And so I'm finding this lane where I have to figure out what's the most important thing to do before the gym and how can I squeeze everything in the right amount of time. And I have about 45 minutes from wake to getting into my car. And so that time lasts like 5 seconds. But when I don't give myself enough time to get things out of my brain, either in the morning or at night before bed, I realize that I am not as present and mentally available for my son and my wife and my dogs and my job and just me, you know, and just you can just feel that little like shorter temper, you know what I'm saying? And things just like trigger you just a little bit quicker. And so it's like, this isn't a you problem, this is a me problem. And it's something that I need to work on. So that realization is what is my small win, is that I could feel myself getting like upset that he didn't want it, but then he wanted it, you know? And it's like, this is your fault. But really, it's just something that I'm becoming more aware of and I'm trying to be better at and making sure that I'm doing everything in my power to be the best version of myself for myself and for everyone that's around my life. Something else about Ledger that I'm realizing, it's so fun to be around a toddler so much, you know, because for him, you watch him try to put something together and you see him getting frustrated and just like so dedicated to like, I'm gonna get this piece in there. I don't know how, but I'm gonna figure it out. And he just keeps trying and trying and trying. He doesn't want help. You can't help him. Don't help him. You just watch him and you just support him, and then he gets it, and then he just does like a little happy dance, and it just makes me remember to celebrate the small things, the tiniest things. There will be a task on my to-do list that's just sitting there. It'll be an annoying task, and it's not that it's a large thing. It's just that it's an annoying thing. For example, if on my list says mow the grass, and yes, all it is mowing the grass, but that's not all it is, right? For me, it is making sure that the battery for the mower is charged, making sure that I go grab the mower from the side of the house in the shed. I got to get it. It's folded in half. I got to put it back together. Then I got to get the battery. I got to make sure I bring the battery. I got to unlock the gate to get to the backyard. Then I got to put the battery into the mower. Then I'm like, oh, I got to get the weed whacker too. Oh, I got to make sure the weed whacker battery is charged as well. Oh, and I got to make sure that the weed whacker has the weed to do the whacking. You know what I'm saying? All the things. And then you mow, and while you're mowing, you're like, "Oh, the bag is full. You got to go get a new bag, or you got to go empty the bag." So then you got to go get the trash can to bring it into the backyard. Then you got to empty the bag. Then you mow again, and then you keep going, and then you're like, "Oh, then I got to do it again." Plus, if you get to mow by yourself, then you need music, or you need a podcast, or you need something to listen to in your ears, because you can't waste that time, because that time is valuable. So you either choose to do it alone by yourself with nothing, just you, yourself, and I, or you do a podcast, or you do music and have fun, and you sing and you dance and you mow, all the things. You know what I'm saying? But it's steps. It's a lot of steps. It's not just mow the grass, right? So even though it's saying is mow the grass, and you're like, yeah, mow the grass, it's like a lot of steps. So when you get done with it, it's like, oh, I mowed the grass. The yard is done. And it's like a little celebration. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate that shit. Man, sorry, I'm just riffing off right now. Jeez. Goodness gracious. How are we doing on time? All right. Productivity hack of the week. Again, this is going back to the scale. Measure the thing that the scale cannot see. If it's fitness related, something like that, log the reps, not the weight, and the days that you showed up, the days that you didn't feel motivated, but you did it anyways. Like all of that kind of stuff, it adds up and it matters. So finding the thing to track whatever you're doing, and that could be mindset, that could be mood, that could be fitness, that could be nutrition, it could be whatever it is for you. If there's a thing that you are working towards and you're like, I'm just not making progress, I am just not moving the needle, like maybe take a step back and look at where you were before and you're like, damn, dude, I did grow. Look at me now. I don't allow such and such behavior in my life or whatever. I don't know. But just think about those things and just notice the impact that you have already made and how far you've already gotten, and then just find different ways to measure if the way that you're currently measuring is not bringing you fulfillment and satisfaction and it's just kind of bringing you down and making things more negative. Then find a different way to measure that, because you are making progress. Whatever that is, you are. But the hack that works really well when you empty your head, when you get the things out of your head, when you write them down, I talk to my phone all the time. I like put on voice memo and I just chat, or I do voice to text and I just voice to text word vomit into my notes into my phone, stuff like that. It just really helps to get it out, or talk to somebody, or talk to Chat GPT or something. Just get it out. Don't let it all just pile up inside of your freaking brain. I'm telling you, just get it out of your head. What I'm into this week. Okay, there were so many things that I was looking at from the last week that I paid attention to, and one of the big ones that stuck out, it's a video that I've seen a long time ago, but for some reason it popped back up in the algorithm, and I was like, I'm not skipping this. This was made for me. It's in my face for a reason. It's a reminder for something, so let's watch it again. And it was about Casey Neistat, which is a YouTuber. He makes really, really amazing videos, and he had this very, very long journey of beating a 3-hour marathon. And he did, I want to say, over 24 marathons. And he was like, I need to beat 3 hours. I need to beat 3 hours. That's my goal. That's my goal. And he just kept doing it and failing and doing it, failing and doing it and failing. And he got hurt and he tried it again and he failed. And then he hired a coach, and then the coach ended up freaking getting hurt during the marathon, and he was like, Casey, keep going, and Casey just kept going. You know what I mean? Like, there's just triumph and triumph and triumph, and he tried and tried and tried and failed. And it's just really cool because there was a moment where he was like, why am I chasing this goal? Why does this goal matter so much? Like, I don't need to get less than 3 hours in the marathon. And like one of them, he got like 3 hours and 1 minute. Like, he was so close. And it's like, for a lot of people, that would be good enough. And then Casey was like, F that. I'm not quitting at 3:01. I will beat 3 hours. And so then the video continues, and he does. He beats it. He gets like 2:57. He beat it by like 4 minutes. Like, what the frick? The 3:01. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Math. Okay. Another video that I saw was a Matthew McConaughey clip. There's this channel called Motiversity. They're on Instagram and YouTube. Every single morning I wake up, I do my little morning routine, and then I click play on whatever video pops up on YouTube, because my YouTube algorithm knows in the morning I want motivation. A lot of times it's a Motiversity video, and this one had clips of Matthew McConaughey, and he was just talking about somebody said to him, Matthew McConaughey, she didn't say it like that. Why would she say that? She was like, you're so full of yourself. And he was like, who else am I supposed to be full of? And he was like, I don't mean it in like a cocky, condescending way. He was just like, you should be full of yourself. You should know yourself. And you should know who you are and why you are the way you are and how you got there and the things that you learned from growing up and all of that kind of stuff. And I think one of the big things that people talk about now is shadow work. And a lot of people just don't know why they feel the way they feel. They don't know why certain things trigger them. They don't spend time alone, like in silence, just with themselves. It's phone, dopamine, bop, 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 music, something, something, something. There's just always noise. There's always things entering their brain, and they're never just sitting and chilling and understanding who they are. Like, if somebody was like, who are you? Would you be like, oh, I know that answer, like, bing, ding, 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 ding. without just saying like you're a parent or you're a daughter or what your career is or whatever. Like, who are you as a person? You know, like a job is a job. That doesn't mean that is who you are only. Like, there's other things outside of that. Even if you're a doctor or a surgeon, it's like you're still something else too. And what is that? And why is that? You know? Something to think about. Just think about it. But it's a great video. And I've linked it in my newsletter if you want to watch it. It's like 21 minutes, but his clip is like tiny. Whatever. Okay. Last one is an app. It's called TickTick. I use it literally all the time, every single day. It is my to-do list app. I just love the layout. I love the way that it looks, and it just works really great for myself. Your phone comes with the Reminders app if you're Apple, and it comes with the Task app if you're Google. Whatever app you need for yourself to track to-dos, I would highly encourage you to use one. TickTick is my jam. I freaking love it. It's great. It works on the computer and it works on my phone, and it has a voice feature, so I can be like, I need to do the same, blah, 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 at 7 p.m. And it like puts it in there. And then at 7 p.m., it's like, yo, remember? Do the thing. And then if I'm like, I can't do it today, I got to move it to tomorrow. Then you move it to tomorrow. And then it shows you things that you missed yesterday, and you can move them forward. You can move it today, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Organize. It's amazing. Use some type of to-do list app in your life, because there's things that you need to do and you can't do them now. You got to do them later, but you don't want to forget. So put them in the freaking to-do app. Okay? All right. Life snapshot. A personal win that I had, again, hitting the gym 6 days in the week was really big for me. And just feeling very blessed that Madison is in my life and she's a part of this journey of mine, and she's supporting me, and she's helping out with Ledger at the times that I normally would be there, and I'm not. So for me, I've been doing more morning workouts, and when I do that, then she has to get up earlier to help with Ledger and make him breakfast before I get home. And it's something that I used to do first, and so now she's having to step up and do that for me, and it's just something that I really appreciate and I'm very grateful for. Real life relatability. This is a very long thought, but to make it short and sweet, I got my blood work done from a program called Superpower, and I went to one of the Quest places, did a bunch of blood work. I just discovered some key things in my health that I was potentially doing to myself because of certain health things that I had. I really suffer with migraines and terrible cramps. And so I spent a lot of years trying to figure out how to get rid of my migraines, and that meant taking some type of a medication, which for me is birth control. I've been taking birth control over 11 years, and turns out the birth control that I'm on is impacting other areas of my life that are now like severely impacting my body and the way that I live my life every day. And so I'm actually taking accountability of that and figuring out ways that I can help make myself better and fully me without this really intense birth control. So I'm switching to something else tomorrow, actually. Wish me luck. And it should be a 2 to 6 month battle of my body trying to figure out what the heck just happened and going through the motions. So wish me luck. I'll keep y'all posted, but I'm super excited to hopefully fix some other areas of myself while not allowing these migraines to re-enter my life, hopefully. But yeah, take advantage of the stuff out in the world. You know, I mean, there's access to so many things, and if you think there's something wrong or you just kind of want to understand your body a little bit more, I suggest looking at things. For me, it was Superpower because it was something that I believed in at the time, and I wanted a full blood panel, so I did it. It's affordable, and now I'm taking advantage of the results that I got and trying to better myself. One last thing. I heard this quote that said, again, Matthew McConaughey, and he said, we pull the parachute too soon to be safe." And if you think about it, when you half-ass something, you never truly find out what you're capable of, and that limbo of not knowing, it's something that will keep you up at night. And I just love that he said that because it's something I do so often. It's you want to take the chance at trying something new or trying something scary, and you're just like, let me just pull the parachute real quick because I know if I pull it now, then I'll feel better the rest of the way. But it's like it's going to be a long, slow ride if you do that, or you could just pull it when you're supposed to. Take that chance, take that risk. Another thing that made me think about this was the tree analogy. A seed doesn't become a tree because it wants to. It stays in the ground through the part where nothing looks like it's happening. You half water it, you dig it up, and you check it. You bail when it's too slow, and it just stays a seed. But if you stay the course and you keep the faith and you believe, I should be a tree. I should not stay a seed. I don't want to stay a seed. I want to be a tree. I'm going to be a tree. I'm actually a tree. I'm building myself up to be a tree. And you water it properly and you do the work and then you do the work and you see nothing, you see nothing, you see nothing. Then finally, you're a tree. Pick the thing that matters and actually stay in it long enough to find out. I got a fun PS for you. On Memorial Day, Madison had to work, unfortunately, which is crazy because she sets her own schedule. Didn't take that day off. This is what it is. We just kind of forget, and then you're like, oh, I know what that day is. So Ledger and I, we took advantage of the backyard. We got a bounce house for Ledger's birthday and a splash pad, so we set both of those up. And again, Ledger is just like me, and I think he likes the task of just doing a thing versus the actual like enjoying it. He's like, I'd rather just put up the bounce house and not actually like play with it. He just wants to put it up. But yeah, we put up the bounce house, didn't use it, and then we put up the splash pad, used the crap out of the splash pad. It was so fun, and we just kind of had a day, and we had like sat outside and we had our drinks, and it was just such a fun day. And I'm really sad Madison wasn't there, but we had a great time. And then when Madison came home, we played outside again, and we just hung out as a family, and it was just such a beautiful day. Something about Memorial Day that really sticks out. A couple things, obviously, it's Memorial Day. But Madison's grandfather passed away on Memorial Day. And it's something that his presence is very heavy in our house, thankfully. And every now and then, Ledger will look up and say Papa, and we just know he's around, right? But this particular night, every now and then, Ledger, he gets a little fussy when we're putting him to bed. And this night, he didn't want to go down, and I'm trying to put him down, and I'm holding him, and he's just kind of like laying his head on me, and I'm telling him that he's got to lay down, and then in the morning we'll go do whatever, but he has to go to sleep first, and he doesn't want to, and he's trying to convince me to go sit back in the chair and read some more books, and I'm like, no, buddy, it's time for bed. And then there was this moment that he just looks up, and he just goes, Papa. And usually when he looks up and says Papa, he smiles. But this time it was like a half smile, half serious, like he was talking to him in kind of a stern voice, like a listen to your mom. It's time to go to bed. Go to bed. And he just looks up for like 5 seconds. And then he points to his crib. And then I laid him down, and he grabbed his stuffy, and he went to bed. He didn't say one more word, no fuss, just went to bed. And I was just like, thanks, Papa. And it was just a special moment, especially because that day I just felt, it made me think about the things that veterans give up for us. And if I were a veteran and I gave up my life for this country, for the people around here that I know that I don't know, how would I feel right now knowing what I did so they could have freedom? How would I feel right now seeing the way that they're living, the way that they're thinking, the way that the things that they're doing with their lives? So for me, it was people gave up their life so that I could be here, so that I could have what I have, so that I could be married, so that I could have this life, so I could have a kid, so I could have this home, so I could do all of these things. So I need to show the F up for myself because they gave up their freedom for me. You know? Like, that is my duty, right? But yeah, so happy Memorial Day. In closing, y'all, if you made it to the end, you're a real one. Say peaches if you made it this far in the comment section. Peaches. I bought peaches. They're very expensive right now, by the way, if you buy peaches. Okay. In closing, though, find a better ruler this week to measure the things that you're working on if you need to. Measure the thing that's actually changing, not the loudest number or whatever is staring at you and making you feel like you are being held back by something. If you've got any wins to share and you want to let me know, hey, I love celebrating wins. So let me know your wins. Without that, though, y'all have a fantastic week, and let's just